How's the playoff beards coming?
Oh, it's in
You got the
a
Mariner
little bit
beard
of,
going, Carly.
little bit of stubble.
Hmm.
They asked Kale McCarr the same thing or something last night, how his beard was coming in. He was like, "Don't expect too much from me."
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's the
really
same response. Don't expect too much from me.
it's really bad. I meant to shave. Like my beard had gotten to the point because I never really carry a full beard anyway. My beard had gotten to the point where I normally would shave, and it was right before the first game for the Leafs, and I meant to and forgot, and now I'm too paranoid to.
To do it, I know.
So
I hear you.
like I'm
Yeah.
gonna end up with this nasty old wolf man kind of. I don't know. Anyway, here I am, and Chad
Good
is
boy.
per usual.
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
Chad always
Yeah.
has the nice
He's
facial
always
hair
playoff
going.
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throw me in, coach. I'm ready.
Adam
That's right.
shaved on Saturday, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I think it was Saturday, and I was like, "What are you doing?" But I think it wasn't after the loss, because like, actually, it's okay after the first game. But so far, so good.
All right, guys. That's it. That's game 4 in the books. Welcome to episode 18 of the Deke Snipe Silly podcast with your hosts Ryan Gates, Chad Newman, and Kylie Mern. So,
Yeah.
initial reactions, guys. I mean, you've seen this is our first.
Woo!
Fair.
Sorry, I probably just woke everybody up, but
This is our
So
first.
shut out, and it's like, yeah, all right, let's go. Next, let's go on autopilot just for one more game, get Thursday
yeah,
done, and we
it
can
gotta
finally
happen.
put a series 1 behind us.
Well, they know if they don't win the next game, it's back in Montreal with fans. How bad do you want to do that? Like, no, you don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
Don't do that.
The better question
No.
is how expensive are tickets going to be? 2,500 tickets. Leafs Habs game 6. Can you imagine?
Right? Like, have they went on sale yet? I wonder.
No,
They're probably going to do like a season ticket holder, like exclusive thing, I would imagine.
I'm sure they'd have to.
Right? Yeah.
yeah, you would
Take
think.
care of those
But I mean, season
customers.
ticket holders.
Right. As much as I would love to see it, because I would think that it would kind of get Toronto on the go and like get fans in their stands. I don't want to see it. Like,
Nah, we don't need game 6.
I feel like as soon as they announced that, the Leafs were like, no,
Yeah, won't see it.
no. But
It's going to be an interesting dynamic if the Leafs do make it out of the North into the conference final, though, and they do have to go into those American cities. I don't even know how it's going to work. Like,
they said there was going to be a bubble.
yeah,
So if there's a bubble, there's no fans in the bubble?
I have.
Because
Who
then
knows?
that's the only way you have a level, like fair playing field, honestly, in my opinion, especially for the Canadian team coming down with absolutely no fans.
Have to raise the
Playing
plexiglass
out
30
of
feet.
God knows. Yeah, really
Yeah.
though.
Make an actual bubble.
I was gonna say Super Tex
Like
hockey
right
just
over
makes
the
whole thing.
right over the full like rink, right?
That's what
I'm
interesting.
down.
It really is. No matter which team makes it at the North, our COVID regulations versus the states are going to be starkly different. Well, maybe not, but
Yeah,
you got to assume it will be. So
yeah.
that's going to be.
Definitely.
Yet
So
to be seen.
jumping into the game,
Mm-hmm.
the 4-0 shutout. Who's Zach
Amazing.
Hyman and that empty net miss? That's a first ever.
Since he's been back, I've been
Don't
saying that
know.
he's not really himself yet. Like, I know he's been out for a while and that, it's going to take him a bit to get going. But that was, I don't know what. There's no words. There's absolutely no words.
It
No.
made no sense whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
No, it was a great game. I mean, I guess we got to bring up Jack Campbell first and foremost. I mean, shutout under pressure. I mean, this was a must-win game for the Habs. Mind you, the Habs looked like trash. They looked like
They
absolute
did.
garbage. After
Yeah.
the first, at first was kind of okay. I was like, they look okay.
They came out banging.
They did. Yeah. There was a time there that they were all over the Leafs. Like for maybe 5 or 8, maybe even 8 minutes. Like it felt like a while. But then that was it. No
Yeah,
gas in the
couldn't-
tank. Empty.
Outmatched, outskilled, and I mean that's exactly what they all expected, and here we are. It leveled out
They've been outmatched all
every game. Yeah,
all playoffs, but they were severely outskilled tonight. I mean, the passing
Yeah.
plays that Galchenyuk was in charge of, just two absolute
yeah.
beauty passes.
I
What
know,
a
right?
big, FU essentially
slapping
from
the face.
Gally, or sorry, Chucky, they called him because they have
Yeah.
Gallagher. But like, I'm sorry, he's Gally to us. You can get mad at it all you want on Twitter. They get
Chucky, I don't care.
yeah, like they get
Keep
fired
doing it.
up on Twitter when we call him Gally. They're like, no, he's Chucky. I'm like, well, we don't have a Chucky, so he's Gally.
He was Chucky
Yeah.
until you
What I
traded
want.
him, you bunch of dummies.
Exactly. And now he's
Yep.
like, look what I'm doing. 3-point night. And it was almost like I tweeted there a few minutes ago. It was him saying, like, scratch me again, coach. I dare you. Because he's just impactful. He's like a Zach Hyman, in my opinion. Like, he's not as effective as Zach on his A game, but he's he's in those corners and he's not afraid. He's in front of the net. He's effective no matter where he is on the ice.
Getting it done.
But the part that I don't understand with the enigma that is Alex Galchenyuk, what the part I don't get in all of this is that he's not good enough to crack your opening night roster, but when you need somebody, he's good enough to come for your second line. You know, like that's the part that troubles me, because, like, my God, if he's good enough to play on your what should be your backup to your first line in a scoring sense, if your first line's not going, like it wasn't tonight. I mean, they were going, but they just never produced. You know, you fall on, you rely on the second line to get something going. And if he's good enough for that, wouldn't you think he'd be fine for the third or fourth line? The only reasoning I can figure is that the guys that they'd have to pull out to make room for him are penalty killers.
Yeah.
That's the only.
Yeah, that's right.
If he killed penalties,
effective checkers.
Yeah.
I said that when they traded for him. I said if Galchenyuk killed penalties, he wouldn't be in the predicament he's in. He'd be on a team somewhere.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
He's a one trick pony, and I really hope in the offseason he can add that to his forte, because he got to, you know, if he wants to be a regular, I think.
Well, he got an empty net goal, so he's had to defend something.
Yep. 100%.
Oh yeah, when he was going up on that wing, I was like, you better not miss that. Because after what Hyman did, oh my God, I said not again.
I mean, I think he can do it. I mean, his hockey IQ obviously is off the charts. This is not the skills are there. You wouldn't be drafted third overall if it wasn't.
No.
You know?
I remember reading a thing about him when we did first get him, and it was all about his work ethic and I guess some games was there, and in other games he was invisible. But I mean, that's kind of true for a lot of players, honestly. Unless your name is Zach Hyman. But I mean, honestly, like, look at tonight, like Austin Matthews, of course he's effective, but like he wasn't on the score sheet, neither was Mitch Marner. And some nights when you say they're invisible, they're still effective. So like, I don't really know what the issue was with Galchenyuk, because I mean, there's some nights I don't really notice him, but I know when I do notice him, it's just like he's effective, like I said.
Well, it could have
I don't
been
know.
like they talked about with Campbell, like he was having a hard time cracking and getting a spot because he lost the enjoyment of the game for a while.
Here too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
And I
got
wonder,
so stressful when it got to be
Right.
that big. He wanted to, you need to get back to the minor hockey level of enjoyment of the game, because it's still
Have
a game
fun.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right?
And
they say he found it, and that's maybe what
Yep.
Galchenyuk needs to tap into again.
True.
Make it
Yeah.
fun.
And he probably just didn't like his experience where he was before. And maybe this is it is essentially a fresh start. And maybe he treated it just as that, and it's working out.
Yeah, maybe it's the right approach they both needed. Maybe
I think I got the right answer. I think he spent too much time in red jersey and he cut to Kovalev.
There you go. Yeah.
Nasty
There's a lot
case
of them,
Kovalevs.
actually.
But they put him through the Dubas wash and he came out squeaky clean. So there you go.
Oh, nice and blue.
I like him. It's not even like him. I love Galchenyuk. I think
I
he's
do
a great
too.
Leaf. I'd love him to be back next year. But anyway, we've
Yeah.
already had that conversation many
Discussion.
times. He's a great,
That's right.
great pickup, man. What a steal of it. They traded nothing for him again.
Off topic there, because I will go off topic right now.
Go for
But you just said, but signing next year, if there is one player we have to sign next year, it's Zach Bogosian. He needs to come
Agree.
back.
Bogo?
Agree.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
There's a couple
Like
that need to come back. my
I don't
opinion.
know, for the price that he is and just the job that he does, like, he's been amazing this entire series.
I was chatting today with a friend, and I said Wayne Simmons the impact that he has on the team. He has next to no impact on the score sheet, more or less.
No.
But the impact that he's had on the team, bringing that confidence, that swagger, that I give no Fs kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That comment that
Opening
everyone was sharing
face-offs.
around on Twitter today, where he's like, I don't care who they add to the team. We're the best team. That's the kind of swagger and the kind of confidence and the
want.
kind of like, you don't like what I got to say, I'll punch you in the face.
That's right. Yeah.
We've been
Yeah.
missing that for so long. And like I
We
said,
have though.
you know,
They need that ice cold killer, man.
and
That's
he
what
is, I'd love to see Wayne back again.
Me
Wayne,
too.
but the one guy that's got to come back that we haven't mentioned is Mr. Jason Spezza.
Of course.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
not done.
Absolute stud
Yes.
of a player.
He got lots of gas left in the tank.
Mm.
The sad reality is he could be making a lot more money somewhere else. I
Oh
think.
God, yes.
I mean, on league min. I mean, he's at least, to me, still playing at a $2 million level. At least,
At least.
Oh, for sure.
you know,
Yeah.
a
Just
half
n-
I
point
mean-
not the
player.
minutes of it.
The only negative I would say to the price is he would be still on a fourth line. So that's
Yeah.
where his value goes down significantly. But is he worth
can't
that on
pay
the
a
score sheet? Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if I unplugged my computer. But he's worth that? Every penny. Every penny.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I think we should definitely talk about what we missed in game 1. The big injury and the big blow to the series, I guess we can say, because it was our only one and only loss so far, knock on wood.
We're all calmed down now. We were all pretty hot at
Yeah.
the moment. And I remember reading some tweets from some girl. And she's like, that was intentional.
Well, I did think it was at first until I seen it after the fact, 100%.
Yeah. And I I'm not gonna lie. When I seen the jersey, I was like,
Yes.
that son of a, he could have. But then I was like,
I called it.
that was such a bang play. Like, I mean, you're not even talking about half a second. You're talking about milliseconds. Like there was no time. Like it was just perfect storm.
And then like even when they did slow it down and on the TV, they even said it's not looking really good for Perry right now. It was like, whoa, wait now, he had time, but he really didn't.
No.
He didn't. And then I mean, playing a game, you know how quick it happens, and I can only imagine how quick it is in the NHL. So I mean, yes, it's Corey Perry, but it was John Tavares, and like I really don't think he maliciously tried to hurt him.
Only
think so either.
Corey Perry knows what he intended to do. I don't think he meant to name
Exactly.
his face exactly as it went down. But
No.
do I think like what's his name, Cheryl and Perry were over there to make that extra message out there and like be extra physical? Absolutely.
100.
And he got the knee injury from it, because that's one thing me and my dad were talking
Yeah.
about as it happens. Like, how come nobody's talking about the low hit?
You
know,
noticed that too. I said there
and
should have
then,
been definitely a fine or something for that, because that was a knee on knee.
And you got to
deliberately.
think Corey Perry has played this game a very long time. He knows what he's doing, going that fast in that direction where these two guys are making contact. There's chance for extra contact. And I think that was in mind for that result. Absolutely not. But
No,
to engage
'cause
physically and possibly dirty, maybe. Who knows?
no, because
But
no one
I don't think
expected.
for the result.
No, and I don't think anyone expected him to like fall the way he fell because of the knee on knee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and then of
Well-
course he rolled, and then it was just an unfortunate bad accident. You know.
So we're kind of all on
bad
the same
timing.
page with the incident. What about post incident with regard to the fight? How do you guys feel about the Foligno?
I'm on board.
I was all right with it. It's not like they get to analyze the whole play.
No, they're not at
they
home
at home.
seeing the replay like
No,
we
they
do,
see
and
Corey
hearing
Perry and Ben Sherrod or whatever his friggin' name is, and
Sherratt, wasn't it? Yeah.
Sherrod, yeah, and Tavares is down to captain. You got to try to
Exactly.
put, you're going to try to put some life back into the game there. Corey
Right?
Perry knows it. I mean, nobody likes it, but who cares?
No,
It's not that big a deal.
He even said, like in the post game, like I knew it was going to be dwelling, we'll say, the entire game. Just get it over with and out of the way, because if not, he would have been attacked probably the entire game. Everybody would have been on him. Like I don't know.
Perry
Wayne
would have dropped the
Simmons or-
gloves on the other side. He
well,
would've.
something was
He
going to
would have picked
happen.
up first captain.
So exactly, and in real time, they didn't see what happened. All they seen was Corey Perry knock down the captain, or Sherratt, or somebody did. Someone got to pay, and like you said, get the life back in the building too.
Apparently, word is that when the media asked Perry what Foligno said, Foligno opened up with, "I know that was not intentional. We got to settle this now, so everybody can move on," which is about as smart a statement. I think Perry got it, and I don't think that's why it wasn't. was a spirited fight. I mean, there was obviously some punches thrown, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think it was one of those ones where Felino was out to take
Hurt.
Perry's head off. You know,
No.
like it
It
was
was
more of a
just
okay, let's
throw a
build a
couple
bridge.
punches. Yeah.
Little formality.
Yeah. Got to be
So-
done. It's just like he said, my captain's down on the ice. Like, what do you do? And honestly, in my opinion, if he didn't, people would be complaining the other way that nobody did anything or that nobody picked up for John Tavares. So you can't win them all, folks.
No, you know.
No.
So the other thing, the big thing that we didn't mention when we mentioned Campbell was Willie. Nobody's talking about Willie.
What's going on?
Even
He's
trade
I'll
now-
tell you what's going on.
trade
Not
dead.
one.
Yes.
Yeah. Trade that.
Trade value's going up there now.
garbage. Yeah, trade
Get
that.
some defensemen from next year.
I thought it was how many? So tonight was another like record or
games
whatever
straight.
that he broke. Yeah. So like, is 5 actually breaking it? I wonder, or is there 5?
5 is tying the record of most.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm wondering
It's
why
a
what the
franchise
record
record.
is.
It really means
Okay.
nothing. But yeah, I mean, you don't need to be a bookkeeper or a record taker to realize that 4 goals in 4 playoff games is good.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it's
right,
more
right.
than
I mean-
it's more than our Rocket Richard winner. Like, who,
Yeah.
by the way, won the Rocket Richard. But I was going to say, he's not only lost his centerman, then he lost his backup centerman, who was also his
Yep.
other winger. Like, the man has had different people on every line with him, and he's still effective. Like, I have it wrote here, actually. This game, where was it? Tonight, it was from his first goal was from Galley and Kerfoot. Like, that's not even.
No,
Well, that is now his new line mates, but that's not his usual line mates.
it's
But,
new
it
Grabowski,
goes-
MacArthur, and Kuhlman.
It goes to show though that Sheldon Keefe, who in my opinion should win to Jack Adams, his
Ugh.
method of keeping players fresh with each other has
Yep.
paid off in major dividends. Because here's Galchenyuk,
Oh, yeah.
who played a lot of time with Willie. And the
Mhm.
chemistry showed tonight.
Yep.
Kerfoot over the years has spent a little bit of time with Willie. Like
Yep.
Sheldon Keefe keeps everybody fresh at one another. There's none of this locking guys
Yeah.
in. There's a few locks, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Tavares and Nylander has been a lock, but that's not a thing now. And Marner Matthews is a lock. Everything else seems to be fair game.
Mhm.
So
And look at what he did with Dermott tonight.
Yep.
He strictly, well, they haven't said that there was anything up with Sandine, but the speculation was just simply that you may need Dermott down the line,
That's right.
and let's keep him fresh. Let's keep his mind good, because you're out now. This is what, 4 games, and I never got a game. Like, the wheels start turning, and Sandine just needs a break because I guess maybe he's not really used to it. Plus, he just did come back from injury too, didn't he? I think not too long ago.
not
Yeah.
long.
But not too long ago. But anyway, it's just like you said, to keep him fresh. And
We can't do that with Freddie though.
no,
Not with hot
no,
jacket.
no.
So
Not gonna lie,
no.
I was surprised with the Sandine news though.
I was
same
too.
here.
He's
I
been
think
playing
everybody
well.
was.
I
Yep.
think it was strictly just because he wanted Dermott in, not because of anything he did wrong. Like he said, they were saying on the broadcast, if he was going to take him out for like productivity reasoning, then he would have took him out after the first game when he was in -2.
Right. And like, what are you going to do? You're not going to take up Bogosian because that's who they're going to pair with.
No,
And you're not going to mess up the other pairings. So it's.
and they're
it's-
both
that's-
they're both on that side too.
It was just had to be Sandine. It was just because that's the pairing he's on. And that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, he knew this, I would say, coming into it. Look at Dermott, the guy who played essentially the entire season. You had to take him out to put Sandine in. I'm assuming Sandine knew there was a time that he probably would come back out, right?
Yeah, it's a shared role, I'm sure.
Right.
And
So,
smartly so.
but yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with Willie Styles. I'm actually wearing my Willie Styles t-shirt all day.
All
So I
right.
had a feeling. I knew it.
Yeah.
I was going to say about Foligno. We
Oh,
traded
yeah.
for an injured player, man.
Yeah. Taylor Hall looking better all the time. Not gonna lie.
Hmm.
If Foligno don't
guess
come back here at some point and be effective, because he doesn't, he was obviously injured the other night when they were playing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, like shit.
Yeah, this is fucking shit up.
I keep telling myself everything happens for a reason. Okay.
Yes, listen,
Can't do
I'm
that.
living by that these days. So let's,
Because JT going down, maybe that's what give the boys the oomph to do it. I don't know.
I'll
and
tell you
then-
what,
I
the
don't
way Kerfoot is playing is taking the sting off that Nazem Kadri trade big time.
Oh
It-
yeah,
yeah.
especially
What?
Yeah, that's
seeing what
nuts.
he's up to now, sitting on his ass,
If
watching from
if
home.
someone come to me tomorrow and said, okay, we're gonna give you the option to reverse that trade, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Nope.
I'm good. So, and
No.
that's
I'll
with
hold out a
Tyson
little
Berry
while.
on the other team.
Yeah, I would literally take Ron Hainsey back before I'd take, or not even Ron Hainsey. I love Ron Hainsey. I'll take Jake Gardner back, I'll say, before I would take Tyson Berry back. And Nassim Kadri.
I'll
As
take the
much as I
Oilers
love
Bears.
Kadri, but
I don't know.
no, especially not playoff Kadri.
But you know what? Kerfoot's out there, and that guy, like as I said before, the guy takes a punishment. He just
Oh
goes
God,
in
he gets
willingly.
beat.
But
Yeah.
he's getting better. He's getting every season we've had him. He's gotten better. He's a better
Yeah.
player now than he was last year. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just continually getting better, and
Yeah.
I think it all comes to the coach has got massive confidence in him. Massive. He sees him day in day out. The guy's working like a dog. He's picked up a lot. I really think he's picked up a lot from watching the way Hyman plays. They're similar
Oh, yeah.
style players.
Yeah, he is.
Man,
Yeah.
is he hungry? He's so hungry.
And like
Yep.
in the corners, he gets in anywhere. Like you can
Mhm.
you can watch players like William Nylander and even Matthews. Like they go into the corner and they're looking over their shoulder constantly. They know, or they have time to get out of the way. They don't get hit. But players like Kerfoot and like Hyman, even Mikheyev, they're going in there without giving a shit what's coming behind them. They don't
Crash,
care.
bang, bounce around.
And it's
Yeah.
just like,
That's the
oh
third
my
line.
God, yes.
But
And
Kerfoot's
then
up on the second, still doing it, so it's great.
yeah, and then we kind of need that up there because it's not really how the
Well,
second line
Foligno's not
typically
there.
plays, right? And
So
well,
Foligno's not there, and he's there, and he's actually doing the dirty work.
he's
So
doing the dirty work, and we needed that. It's like you said, it's lessening the sting big time.
yeah, I need
Right,
it big
so-
time.
We've praised him a lot, and in lots of reason too. Okay, we've praised the Leafs in general a lot, but we got to be critical fans still because that's how we were
Of course.
rated. So I'm gonna ask you guys a question now because I really respect both of your opinions on this one. I think it's going to open up for some good debate. While they've played really well, all lines, the team's still not perfect, and there's going to be some adversity. If you had to take somebody out of the lineup, the current lineup you've seen tonight, you had to take a player out of it, who would it be and why?
Brooks.
Okay. Yeah.
Adam Brooks, right
Adam
off the
Brooks?
bat, or Thornton.
That's the
And I know
easiest
he
one.
scored tonight. Beauty
Okay,
goal,
let's-
but
let's-
honestly, okay, go ahead.
No, let's leave Adam Brooks off the table because he's kind of
Okay.
a
Yeah.
'cause
fringe
he's-
player anyway.
He's probably not
Okay.
going to be there anyway next game. Anyway, yeah.
No,
So,
So
who
adding
else-
the
basically,
active
who in the bottom
roster-
six besides Brooks? Are you
Thornton.
that team?
Thornton.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Thornton. He was wearing down pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning that way as well. So it's really interesting. We're all seeing the same thing.
He probably
my,
feels that, hence the goal tonight.
Yeah.
my second would definitely be Ilya Mikheyev. So good as he is,
Yeah.
Oh, I know,
he
God love
generates
him.
nothing.
God
not
love
seeing
him.
the-
Absolutely goose
I
egg all the
mean,
time.
I know the third line is a checking line, and that's exactly what he does out there, but we need something from you.
Say if he's going up on those shorthanded rushes and not scoring, I don't care. Like, just keep
True.
going off in the puck and killing the penalty.
Yeah, you get a
The rest
shot,
of the game,
shorthanded
You
shot.
got to do something, man.
Great.
Yeah. And use that
But
speed. I haven't seen that much of that speed lately either. And
I'll
I'll go either, but I don't know. It'd be hard to take him out.
I
It would
said
because he kills penalties again, right?
yeah,
And-
exactly.
My reasoning for if I did go Mikheyev and leave Joe in, it would be because of what Joe brings to the room, the experience, that calming presence, that okay, boys, we got this, right?
Maybe have
that
him
I
as a
guarantee you-
scratch, so he's there, but he doesn't play.
Because this is going
No,
to lead. We're still going to do a yes by no by, a short one here shortly, and I want to pose
Okay.
this question because it's going to lead into something interesting. In yes by no.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Anything else
Okay.
from the game you guys want to chat, or games? And we ain't just got to chat about tonight's game, but anything
No,
from-
I'm good.
I mean, I want to know what Campbell's save percentage is now in the series because
It was 951, and
It was, yeah. I'm gonna go see if it's updated real quick.
It'd be really good if
because
the Habs could get some shots on net. What a bunch of bombs!
I know. I mean, like the third period in the last game, like honest to God, I was
I don't feel bad for the Habs because I don't like the Habs. I feel bad for Habs fans because I'm like, man,
I do have it. He's got a nice pot fan looking number of 965.
ooh shit.
sharp.
Yeah, that's
That's
pot fin numbers right there.
965.
Yeah,
965 save percentage.
While I
like
love
it.
that number, the shot quality from tonight's game
yeah.
didn't really
Yeah,
impress me that
But
much.
I mean,
No,
last
no,
game
he
though,
made a
last
couple
game
good ones.
was
Listen,
last game was beauty.
game one he made some beauty saves. Game two,
Yep.
same thing. He
There's
made
a
some
few
$10.
tonight.
It was
The few goals the goals that they did score, I will say, have been like the
Yeah.
Kakanyemi one was probably the nicest one. Like the rest of them kind of been like squeaky little goals.
Well, Suzuki's shot last night.
Oh yeah, Suzuki. Sorry, I was thinking it was Kakanyemi. I
Okay,
got
yeah.
it, but it
Well,
was Suzuki.
Suzuki's goal, I thought that was a goal scorer's goal. He just ripped it.
Yes,
He
and
ripped
it's
it like
that's
Matthews
his
does.
spot. Yeah, that's his
Oh.
spot right there too. That's where he scores from.
I was like,
Morgan Riley screwed that up royally.
yes, he should have closed
But
the
we'll
gap
give it to
right away.
Suzuki. It was a beautiful goal. but,
Suzuki
like,
to Foley goals. I mean, that's what they do. They're really good hockey players. I mean, I like them. You know, just not with where they are, but you know, when they score big goals, I'm not surprised. I'm not going to beat up the goalie too much on that one.
No, and same with Josh Anderson. Great players, right?
Yeah.
From an organizational standpoint, I really think that they got a lot to do up front still. And
They need a couple superstars, like, or at least somebody up there who's
And then
a
that big
proven
center.
goal scorer.
this is going to be a very unpopular opinion among Habs fans. Very unpopular opinion, but they got to get rid of Brendan Gallagher. Like that guy, I know he's kind of quasi hurt and everything else, but I don't think he brings
much.
what the new NHL needs. I think you need those young, skilled, like the Cole Caulfields and the Suzuki. That's the guys that you're gonna, you know.
Yeah, he's excellent. Cole Caulfield. He's
I'd even go so far to say, disagree with that because that's their Hyman. You're going to need him too.
How much is he paid?
He's very much that guy. He's a $5 million guy, 5.5 or something.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, is he
So
expensive?
you don't get rid of Gallagher. You get a lot for him though.
I think you do, but now I'm a little bit biased because I can't stand the guy. I loathed him. I wouldn't.
I'm not a fan either.
He's even to the point where I wouldn't even want him on the Leafs. And like normally, I'm like, oh, I hate Brad Marchand.
No, he's a battler, man. He's an absolute warrior.
I think he's a whiny little suck.
Anyway. Yeah, no, he's. I noticed the Habs tonight though. There was a lot of like this going on, and it was driving me insane. Like every time one would fall down, like they would do this, and then I'm like, boys, like if you haven't realized it yet, the refs aren't calling shit. So stop with the pity, like because that just if I was a ref, that would just make me not want to call even more against you, just because you're trying to call me out, like
all that being said. That missed call on the trip before the Thornton goal.
100.
Yeah.
That was. But I mean, at the end of the day, they obviously didn't see it.
No,
I don't know.
They missed it.
The play was like ways up the ice. So like if someone's seen it, it would have been called. It was deliberate.
And they were trying pretty hard at that point too. So it's easy to let it go if they're flopping around.
And then they gave Brooks the penalty. That was a makeup call.
That's what I was just going to say. Actually, I have that wrote here. Brooks makeup call, question mark. 100%. because they missed. There was something before that. Was that the trip? No.
There was two. One was a trip. I can't remember what the other one was.
Yeah. That was the Brooks makeup. And I was just like, okay, whatever. We'll take it. But I mean, honestly, that leads us into the Leafs penalty kill because they are like 20. They were 26. So now they're 31.
Oh,
you know?
Mitch. It's
and Kerfoot.
Yeah. Mitch, Kerfoot, and Hyman are three of the very best penalty killers I can ever remember watching play for the Leafs.
Oh, guaranteed.
Honorable mention to Mikheyev because he's so fast.
I was just gonna say, yeah. Don't forget Mikheyev.
mention. But
and Kapanen was all right.
Cappy was good. Speed.
Yeah.
Right.
Speed.
Cappy was also good when Gallagher was crying, and Cappy's like.
Right, making fun of him. That's what I liked about Cappy. He's like a little fiery spirit.
Yeah, he's
sassy.
Bit of a dick.
That's why I think I always liked him because he reminded me of like myself because that's the same way I was when I played. I love it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So you say some yes by, no by to close.
Yes by, no by. Let's do it.
All right.
It's getting late.
We got.
So you recall the question I posed earlier, but who would you take out of the lineup? Yeah. This leads me to this question. At any point during this series, will we see Mr. Nick Robertson make his playoff debut in the season?
No, because he's injured. He's injured.
He's not full on injured, I don't think. I think he's
no. He got well, they just said lower body injury, I think, but he got hurt in a Marlies, so I don't know what his timeline is. But we'll put injury aside. In this series, no bye because we're doing well. So. They'll burn his entry level contract, so no. They don't want to do that because then he's not protected, I don't think, against the expansion thing. If we were doing bad and like another man went down, maybe.
I think they're going to have to get pretty desperate for depth.
Yeah, like we have a lot of depth right now, knock on wood. But Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
Man,
still got
he-
Raleigh Nash. If he's okay or not, I don't know. He didn't look quite
I
right
like
now.
him.
Maybe he's
I don't
not
think
game ready
he's
yet.
he's not going
But
to
I mean,
score us a game-winning
I
goal or
think
nothing, but
you never know.
Nash can
He's
kill
one
a
of
few
those battlers.
penalties, and
that's what I like about him.
no, he's a
He's all
utility
right.
guy.
I think he's underrated. Yeah, I think he's underrated. He's just not healthy right
Yeah,
now. I think
and
he's just and he's cold.
yes, because I was going to say that actually, Chad. He seemed really cold this first game, but the second game, which last night, yeah, he looked much better.
Yeah,
I
and
will
then
say that. Not on
still a
that
brand
top
new team
line
to
or
this guy.
second line, but
Mhm.
yeah. All right, next one.
Fair enough.
Next
Is
one.
there a reason to be concerned that the Matthews line has been kind of quasi hot and cold in the first 4 games? Yes, by or no by?
I'm going to
No.
give it a no by. This is
No.
going to be every team's main priority is shut
Yeah.
down the top scorer in the league.
Yeah, and if you
Extra
can
time.
do that and still get scoring depth from your scoring, scoring from your depth. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm tired. Then that's exactly what we thought was going to happen. That's the best case scenario, honestly.
Yeah, well, fair. All right. So if I was to tell you prior to the playoff starting that Austin Matthews is going to out-hit Wayne Simmons, what would you have said? Yes, by?
No, bye. Actually, I'd say
no.
yes, bye, and then not believe you.
Oh, in your mind.
Yeah.
But-
Disbelief. Yes, bye.
Yeah. Same.
Nope.
Yes, bye.
No, I mean that's
That's
an
what I'd
that's an
say.
easy one, obviously. But I mean, it's just we didn't mention it earlier, so we got to throw it in there. The guy has changed his
Yes.
game yet again. He's evolved. He's not leading the team now. Hyman caught him last game. He's now
Yep.
second behind Zach Hyman in hits. But actually, I haven't seen the
God.
numbers yet from this game, so
No.
I'm curious to see.
Making that money, man. Making that money. Thank
God,
you
I
very
love
much.
that guy.
And can we please just give an honorable mention to his little smirks? Because I love it. Because
Yeah.
it's doing exactly what he wants it to do, which is not only piss off the Habs, but it's pissing off their fans. And they hate it. And I love it so much.
That's-
Oh, it's awesome.
And it's obvious. It's obvious that like okay, let's
You
just get
don't
this over.
retaliate. And then he's just
Let's
perfect at it.
save it for the real competition.
I knew this guy was
Yes.
going to the Hall of Fame when he mooned that security guard. I was like, this guy, he gives no shits, and he's going
No.
all the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like him say with like William Nylander's what's the word? Oh my god, swagger would be.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess he kind of already got it, but like Willie's just so out there. Like, what was the question that they asked him at Sandine? Did you see that?
Confidence.
Yeah, where
where
does
did
he
he
get
get
his
it from?
confidence? He's like me. I taught him.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
sick.
gangster. Yeah.
That was sick.
is.
Yeah, that was just
It's so
pure,
funny
like,
for Willie,
Willie
like,
Styles.
One of the most polarizing players in the league right now, but he does not care, man. It's like
No.
whatever. I know what I
Yeah.
am.
Mhm.
It is what it is.
I make $7 million a year. I'm doing great.
Steal of a contract, right?
He shows up too. He never comes into the post game pressure all sweaty and stuff. He's showing up like Armani, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with his suits on. I'm like, swagger. Love it. Love
Yeah.
the guy. Love him so much.
If you're watching the playoffs this year and you're still on the fence, if you're watching this podcast and you're still on the fence somehow about William Nylander, just stop. Just please stop.
Yeah, you're
No.
delusional at this point. Just
Yeah,
get
you
over it.
Really gotta forget what you're thinking and just stop and enjoy what you have, because if we didn't have Marner Matthews, he'd lead our team in scoring every year,
Yeah.
like without a doubt. Even more so
Yeah.
than he does now, because he'd be on
If
top.
he was up on even on Matthews' line, think about it. Think about how good they played together as rookies,
We set up Matthews for 40 goals as a rookie. That's pretty good.
right?
It's
So
all right.
think about him now.
Yeah.
Just Keith knows what he's doing, so I
So-
trust him. But
Last question.
Really.
By is Jason Spezza, my guy, Jason Spezza, is his contract the best contract currently in NHL? Yes, by or no by?
No buy.
yes, what?
We got a yes by and a no by.
What?
Then we got a what?
Well, who's better?
Nathan McKinnon.
The best contract? Come on.
What's,
You don't
what's,
think Nathan McKinnon?
what's McKinnon
Okay, well,
currently?
I know he has like a pretty. Well, I have 2 dogs fighting.
Oh, sweet.
But you got them wrangled over there, or what?
Hold on. Where are we?
Bull Wrangler.
Yeah, Nathan McKinnon, the MVP of the league, often makes $6.3 million and will for the next couple of years after this one.
So,
How many,
yeah,
how
he
many
has a
points? How many points did he
pretty
score
good
this
record.
year in the regular season?
He's a double-digit guy, man.
Of course, but
Points per dollar. I don't think he matches Spezza.
he probably
What,
hasn't.
for the season?
Points per
Yeah.
dollar, yeah, or dollars per point.
Okay.
I should say.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
go
That's
look.
the value you're looking
Points.
for.
Let's go look at points. Okay. Nathan McKinnon had 65 points this year in the
In
regular
48
season.
games. In 48 games.
Okay, I can't see his games. Like I'm just on the app here.
What's that,
But
$100,000 a point.
yeah, really though. I don't know. I don't see Spezza, so I don't know what he got. But there's no way he got anywhere near that in points.
It was
So
half a point per game, so play
Oh, well.
50 something games. So you put
yeah,
something.
he only sat out a couple.
And
so,
actually,
yeah.
if you work out the minutes played and he's putting up that kind of production, it would be pretty sweet to look at.
Yes, that's very true.
That's a
Because he
very good
plays
point.
like 8 or 10 minutes a game.
Yeah, and he's not
He's
getting
so
top power
good.
play.
He's so
Oh,
scary
sometimes.
good.
Yeah.
I love him. This team is so sick. It makes me so happy.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
great when it is good. So I'm hoping Thursday night,
Cross our fingers, guys.
2 more sleeps. See if we
They
can close
gotta
this
be-
out.
They're going into this game. They have to be going into this game. Like you're back on home ice. You have a chance to gentlemanly sweep them.
Because you know what?
Do it.
We've never seen that killer instinct yet. to
No,
just
and you need
eliminate.
it. Yeah.
haven't seen
just
that
do
elimination.
it.
Yeah.
Look what
so it's-
Winnipeg did to Edmonton, which I think we have to talk about that for a second, guys, because like I still can't get over it. Honestly, I'm not surprised because I've been saying all year that poor Connor can't do it on his own. But I mean, Hellebuck.
Yeah. Well, they were out battled and they have better depth than Oilers. And
Oh,
I mean, the
100%.
two completely different articles to read on this. You got Pierre McGuire, as usual. He's talking about if you can find it, just look at that article. It's not fit to read. But Pierre LeBlanc,
No,
he
what's
put out a
saying?
good one.
Yeah.
He's just talking about, I think they were all overrated and all kind of stuff. It was
Oh,
actually a pretty
jeez.
tasteless one.
Really? You have to go check it
Yeah.
out.
He interviewed for the GM's job in at one point in Edmonton.
No, that's
Maybe that's
probably
why
the deal
he's
then.
maybe why he's salty. But I will
Maybe
say
he's salty from all the GM interviews he's done and got turned down.
never got any. Actually, he's still working for DSN
Actually, the
or
Edmonton
wherever
Journal
he
put it
works
out.
for.
McDavid, Draisaitl, Tippett, and the Edmonton Oilers get roasted by NBC's Pierre McGuire.
I'll have to go check it out. But
But-
for anyone though that's blaming Mike Smith, like, no.
39 years old doing back-to-backs.
Yes, no.
If you're looking for
Because
somebody
you
to blame,
got-
blame the GM, Bus. They got you
Yes,
got a team there behind. You got a
you-
top
like,
six,
literally.
which is good. You have
So
top
who do you
That's it.
line,
blame?
which
You have
is-
no
Which-
defense besides Tyson
which
Berry
GM?
and Darnell Nurse.
Which GM do you blame? The current Ken Holland or Chiarelli or who?
All of them.
Take your pick, man.
You can only blame the guy who's in the seat right now. Fix it.
I'm not going to blame Ken Holland because you know what? He
I-
got $30 million to work with. He's not going to screw up that plan.
We'll see.
They weren't,
Right
Yeah.
they
now,
weren't going in for. They weren't going in for a winning season. They didn't spend on the goalie. They didn't spend on the defenseman. They didn't get the depth
No,
yet.
they didn't
don't-
want to. They seen what Connor and Draisaitl was doing and didn't think to like, oh, let's go all in.
yeah, like I understand your theory on that, Chad.
Sus.
But when your guy is putting up 2 points per game, Gretzky numbers at the trade deadline,
Yep.
you throw him a fucking bone, wouldn't you? You do something.
Something
How,
to help the
though?
guy out, man.
You're gonna
How-
have to.
how much
You're gonna have to
longer-
dismantle the scraps around them to get what? Nothing.
I don't know, but there's
They
something
didn't
there.
have
Look
much to
what
get
we
rid
got.
of. They have nothing
We're
to
up
trade.
against the cap, and look what we got. I mean, I don't know.
We
They're
also
gonna
got the best,
trade Nuge.
we also got the best GM in the league, though, and I will die on that hill.
Oh, 100.
The things that Kyle Dubas been able to do, if Ken Holland was able to do a quarter of it, the Oilers would have won a cup this year. So
Dubas he's a player's guy, and he's just he
Yeah.
always will be if he continues the way he is. And
Keith
it,
deserves some hardware
works.
too. He's
Yeah.
got the Sault Ste. Marie alumni, Toronto Maple Leafs with a few London Knights mixed in, and
Yeah.
it works.
yep, I'm
I'll
down.
take it.
I'm down for
Yeah.
the
I'll take it because I
Knights and
love
the-
it.
Greyhounds connection. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works.
It works. All of them. Right back to the Joe.
And Campbell.
it's pretty.
I just
it's-
can't believe our knight in shining armor this entire time. I just think back to Columbus series last year. Like, we had it the whole time. It was there. It was Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Final shout out to our sponsor, PhD
Yes.
Entertainment out of Ontario, who I might point out, leading up to the playoffs, offered up a piece of memorabilia at a discount
By the
signed,
one and only.
signed by the one and only Mr. William Nylander, who
Yes.
is right now he is playoff MVP, William Nylander for the Leafs. So, big shout out to those guys. Check out their site, guys, phgsports.com. They've been adding
He should be
stuff.
up for the Conn Smythe.
Thank you very
By
much.
the way.
100% if
Yes,
he keeps
thank
playing like he's
you.
doing.
Yeah.
If he
Can you
finishes the
imagine?
playoffs with 20 goals in 20 games or 20 or
And not
27
be
goals in 27 games,
recognized.
yeah, he'll get
Can
it.
you imagine if
And
William Nylander
Campbell.
wins the Conn Smythe, man? That's gonna shake the world. I mean,
Like
the Earth is
Con
gonna
and like
stop for a minute.
between Campbell and him, right now they are our MVP.
Yeah, love it.
I'm loving on Jack
All
Campbell to
right.
the point where I'm over Freddie Henderson. But anyway, that's a topic for
Yeah.
another.
Right on the
Well,
bear.
guys, if you
Do
enjoyed
it.
what you
I'm
heard,
enjoying.
make sure to give us a like on Facebook. Give us a follow there on Twitter. So you can get us on Facebook at facebook.com/DeekSnipeSelly. On Twitter, you can follow us at SellyDeek. And you can get all of our individual Twitters there as well. So I'll link to our account if you want to follow any of the individuals. Because God knows you wants to follow me. I'm so...
Incredibly.
Not so much. My
Hilarious.
Twitter is terrible, but stay clear of me. But follow us on Twitter. Like, share, retweet, all that good stuff. On
you.
YouTube, of course, is our main platform for our video podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe video on subscribe.
It's greatly
to
appreciated.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Well, if you're listening, you listen to our audio podcasts. Maybe you're that guy in Belgium or that person in South Australia who is still listening. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, whoever you
Uh,
are.
You can listen
Keep
to
it
us
up.
on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and pretty much anywhere else that carries RSS feeds. So, again, thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you hit that subscribe button there. That's next to Kylie's couch. All right, I guess that's it, guys. So,
Go Leafs, go.
Oh yes.
go Leafs, go.
Cheers.